Hey, today Mark and I are going to talk about church authority and leadership a little bit. We just started talking about that, so we recorded it, and then about Psalm 1 and a reading plan that I made up a few years ago about where to start if you want to start reading the Bible every day. Pretty sure that's a concept that you sometimes reap where you didn't sow, which let me make sure that I'm not lying. I was talking to my nephew on the phone last night about some things that I say at church, and I'm glad there's no police, like religious police going.
You said that or he said that?
I said that to him because
okay.
I was talking about, if you remember, I was talking about that guy, the Dilbert guy, Scott Adams.
Mm-hmm. He's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was yesterday, I think.
I know he's got cancer really bad.
But him saying that the future doesn't exist, the past doesn't exist, so why are you worried about that? And I think certainly
that's true.
Somebody, yeah. So I guess it does talk about that. Yeah, so it does talk in the Bible. I was talking about that. I said that in the sermon. I was like, gosh, I guess a lot of churches you'd have somebody, because that's probably like a Buddhist way of thinking to some extent. But I was really trying to get to
of which now?
That the past doesn't exist. The future is not
well,
real.
Literally, it's true.
Well, it's partly true, I think, right? At least from our perspective, it doesn't exist. But God's in there, everywhere in that. But like taxes, insurance going up, right? Everybody's worried, or people are trying to worry us about it for sure.
Yeah. Well, it
doesn't exist, right?
Until it does. It's like a Schrodinger's insurance.
Right, but it's kind of cool that it's like,
do you get that reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to college for longer than I went to the bathroom.
Which is a lot, man. I'm sure. But,
yeah. Anyway, I'm glad to be. I think there is a risk of that for us. To be candid, I think I could. It might be hard to get me orthodox.
Why would you even want to be?
Well, orthodox in a good way. Orthodox just means in the center of what Christian message is. Not the group of people, but everything gets ruined. Even Christianity. Yeah.
No. What's the word that? Yeah, Christian.
You got your tape going?
I do.
Oh, good. Just use all this. This is fine.
The not Christian. Well, yeah, I guess Christian. You know, I'm a follower of Jesus.
I didn't swear, did I?
Huh? I don't think so.
Because I swore twice last year, and it's only November. I think I might have. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
This year?
I don't keep track.
Okay.
That's a joke. That's not a Pharisee thing.
I got it.
I don't know if there's people going to hear this. So
no, I mean the and I know it's all labels, but they make good things to be bad things.
I wonder what. I wish I was orthodox. Probably means like the common word or something like. So what's common to true Christianity, and then there's the Greek and the Russian Orthodox Church.
So when I hear that, I go straight to
big funny hats and stuff like that.
No. Even worse, it's of law, living under the law.
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah,
that's where my mind goes.
I would say like I
ain't never going back. By the way, did I tell you that?
Tell me again.
I am not going back under the law. No.
Yeah, and you weren't even really under the law. You just decided to be. You just chose it.
I chose it.
Yeah, because you didn't know better.
Yeah.
Because the Lord yet hadn't shown you.
Yeah.
That.
So I had that little patch between 13 and 55.
That was good the other day you mentioned that.
That I had to deal with, but.
Yeah. That was something fun for me at church Sunday. I didn't really have I've been trying to have a time where people can offer their spiritual gifts to the Lord, and it just didn't work out that way for me for whatever reason. Maybe I should have, I don't know. But then people just kind of jumped in a little bit during the teaching time, and my plan was there's going to be more teaching among each other. I was going.
Oh, okay. I thought I jumped in.
You did, but I was glad because I didn't purposely make the space I've been trying to make. Like, hey, does anybody bring a gift? Anybody have something the Lord taught them this week, etc. Or
Okay.
anybody need encouraged or have an encouragement?
Okay.
That kind of stuff. But it still kind of came in anyway because I think ultimately if you change the culture to something like that, you don't have to always say, all right, now's the time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But I like the talking back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? We were talking about Orthodox.
Yeah. With
So I say things. I'm sure that if there was some kind of policing, it would be. A lot of guys have that, right? It's like if you're famous, then sure enough you say something in a sermon and then someone finds it and they clip it and they go, listen to this heresy from Pastor Joe.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And
Out of context.
yeah, and we are not that way, but it's all by grace too. Like some every I'm not good on this for just for a minute. Every government has a weakness. So churches are kind of generally governed three ways. Either there's a leader who just tells everybody what to do.
Yeah.
Or there's an elder board who are accountable to each other, or there's the whole congregation is like a democracy. So the church I grew up in was a democracy,
Okay.
Baptist church. So on any Sunday, I think I'm saying this right, if they didn't like what the preacher did, they could call a meeting and
Okay.
fire him. Like, you're gone. Like, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and they'd have a rule about how many people had to vote for that. But if,
But-
they could...
But that I'm assuming that has to be based on biblical reasons. What if there was a bunch of people in the congregation that were living in sin, and the pastor called it out, and they didn't like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's been a while.
Let's say that there was 20 people that were living together and they weren't married,
Yeah.
and they really, really didn't like to hear that.
Well, I not with a congregational vote, but I lost a job because I said, hey, I got people living together who are trying to help in my ministry, and I need support about how to approach it. And I was fired from a church for that.
Well, that's how you handled it. That's not really the way. That's the way it got handled. But
Right.
I think I'd have picked a different path.
So, in an elder group, as we have 4 people right now. It doesn't have to be. We don't have a magic number in mind, but we share that accountability and authority, which we don't wield a whole lot. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the way,
Yeah.
if anybody's listening, this
Justin?
is what we do every week. But we've started. We haven't said hello to anybody yet.
Oh, we can go back. Hello,
Hello. No, I think that's fine.
religious people.
There's no religious people here. There's followers of Jesus. I just wanted to make the point. If people said,
Yeah.
that's odd, they just kind of started talking.
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
So when there's elders, then you have a small group of people kind of handling it. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like we're not lording it over people. None of the
I
four of
can't
us have
think
a
of
desire
any.
for that.
No. No.
But we have pure intentions.
Lord,
on that.
whatever people. What would
I
we
don't
have
know.
to?
It's true,
that
right?
How
but-
good we are.
No, but you could say like,
I love it that you have to struggle to figure out.
well, like the kids Sunday were loud. I don't know if you guys couldn't hear them or not, but I loved it. They were bowling in the other
Okay.
part of the building, and from where I was, I could hear them cheering, and I just like, that's awesome. But like, you could also be like, all right, this is common church thing, fodder. Be like, well, all right, the kids are too loud. We're gonna have to, if they're gonna play games like that, they're gonna have to be outside, or they're gonna have to do it during the music, or
Man. Never.
Yeah.
Let us never be that church.
Well,
I'm not judging, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Yeah. I don't want to be that church.
Yeah. Well, I asked recently, someone has been coming to church off and on, and they have a little one. And I could tell the mom was not getting to participate much in the time together. And instead of, I made sure that she felt welcome and loved. And then there was a Sunday where they weren't there, and I just asked everyone else. I said, "Hey, could we just pray about this?"
Yeah.
Instead of going, "Okay, we need some guidelines because we got this guy," but we need to let's pray and love them and.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to be a church that had kids everywhere with a little patter of feet, even if they're being unruly, a little bit.
Well, sure, okay, but I mean, if you get real about that, you could say, all right, what we do need to let's talk about and pray about what else we can do.
Yeah.
When your church is 1,000 people, for instance, everything's different. All that kind of stuff,
of course. So. Yeah. Scale.
And then a lot of churches are led where there's someone like me who is the leader. And I think it's the role, but I'm not alone, and it's not that I'm accountable to the church, but also particularly to the elders. And it helps with, I hope that if I said something that was just off the wall wrong, that, or was acting wrong, that you guys would be able to say, "Hey, let's talk, we got to talk."
Well, hasn't there been instances of that actually happening?
I don't know.
Didn't Richard have a sermon one time when somebody asked him about?
Oh, yeah.
Something I can't.
Yeah, it was kind of they had hard feelings about the way Richard talked about something.
Oh, okay.
And I wish he was here to tell that story. He doesn't want to come on, so we'll just tell it for him. Richard had
we had to do a calling
without, and I don't think Richard did anything wrong, but he hurt someone's feelings, or someone's feelings were hurt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
I knew there was something.
And he was very upset. So Richard and the other person came, and they sat in this room we're in. And,
okay. I didn't know this part.
And Richard just beautifully, kindly explained, I have no idea that would hurt you, and I love you. And through tears just and that just broke the other person, just broke him in half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think, and I was nervous too. I was, how's this gonna go?
Okay.
And it went way better than I could have expected.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I was a pastor at a church at the Vineyard.
If I can interrupt.
Yeah.
So what you were saying earlier is not just words of being held accountable by the church. It's
Yeah.
It's in action. That
Right.
It's been a thing. I mean,
also there's a
that could be a thing that that the leadership says.
Yes.
But then expects
And there's a big difference between like I might say Romans 8:3 says this, but it's actually Romans 9:4. I don't think I need to be reprimanded. I mean, I would love for someone to say, "Hey, Rich, I found that verse you're talking about. It's in Romans 9." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
Because grace, whatever else we don't have, grace abounds in the way we treat each other, as far as I can tell, and it ought to, right?
Yeah.
So that there's grace on grace, and you can say, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is not the point of that comment, but men put the number system in. The Holy Spirit put
Right.
the text in.
Yeah. So at the Vineyard, I was call me a pastor might be that's what they called me, but I worked with teenagers at a church that were 6,000 when I left the church. 6,000 people, 500 in the middle school youth group. We had 500 kids just in the So, and
that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, it was
It wasn't just you, right? Or was it just you?
I don't know that it was ever just me. It started out as two guys.
Okay.
Who were part-time paid staff, and then other guy actually now is the pastor of that church. But we had many volunteers, and we met across 7 services. So it was It was like
megachurch.
It probably averaged.
Would that be called a megachurch?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay.
But the pastor, who's thankfully a good guy, from my perspective, was not accountable to anyone. Like, not obviously accountable to anyone.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, "Steve, who are you accountable to?" And he went, cricket sound. I think that's how I remember it. No, Steve's probably not going to hear this, but
Yeah.
And he didn't brag. Whatever. Anyway, so and sometime after that, they set up a group where there was some intentional. Steve's accountable to this board or whatever.
So I thought that was kind of the thing about having, like, the denominations. That's what there was I know that's the way it was in the Presbyterian church, that you had a
council.
You had a council or something, and each pastor was under their. What's the word that you just used?
Council.
Under the council.
Authority.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, and I think this is right. In the Presbyterian church, I think the pastor may be part of that council. In Methodist, he's not, or something. It's a subtle difference, but still. My issue. I worked for a Presbyterian church for 5 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they had to have. You
PCA?
had to have. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
can
matter.
never tell the difference.
Yeah.
The regular one, not the new one, whatever
Okay.
that is. And they, so you have this council, and they call those people elders, but from my perspective, as a young person anyway, these people were not elders in a biblical sense. They were
Okay.
elders in an administrative sense.
Okay.
They weren't discipled overall. They weren't discipled in their faith. They were just, worldly is what
Okay.
a bunch of them anyway. So that was frustrating for me as I was accountable to them, believe me. So
Oh, okay.
and nothing against them either, but they yeah. Anyway, so all that to say you have to have some kind of government, you have to have some accountability and authority. And I hope that in our relationship as a church that first of all, that I don't act in rebellion against the Word of God or the Spirit of God.
Yeah.
Or try to distort the Word. That was in part of my reading on Sunday. We don't distort the Word.
No.
And then also that we'd have leaders who love God and love the church. So
And I have a feeling. Well, no, I know for a fact that if you ever did, there's plenty of people in the elders for one, but people in the church would be like, wait. I would have hoped that the first pass at that would be maybe I heard him wrong, or maybe he didn't mean that, or because it would be left field.
yeah.
Well,
Also,
kind of left field stuff.
and then under that same thing, you guys are. It's not just me who's accountable to that; it's you guys too. So,
Yeah.
so if Richard were to say something that we thought, boy, that just seemed, because Richard is the second most likely to preach, and
Yeah.
or if at your home group you were using a Ouija board, for instance,
Oh boy. Yeah.
you'd probably
Wow.
say, "Hey, Mark, I'll tell you though, in a church of 1,000, that happens, right? And for sure, I mean, not that that kind of stuff's going to happen. It just
Wow.
is. You're just going to have,
Okay.
no offense to anybody.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying that? All right. I thought that today, one thing we could focus on a little bit is I've got a document that I made a while ago. I'm finding it all of a sudden to be really useful. It's about 40 days of Bible reading to get you started.
Yeah.
And our sister Kristen made a Spotify playlist of that, so you could just listen to it.
Oh, okay.
So
I
I
thought-
sent that to you.
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't think it was the same thing.
Yeah.
So it is actually that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll go
And
through
then
that.
I had a chance at the hospital this weekend to share that with two people who were saying that they wanted to read the Bible, but they weren't sure where to start. And so
Oh, yeah.
I shared that document with them. And then I had an experience, I think, 3 weeks ago when I preached, that kind of in the middle of the sermon, I realized, all these scriptures that I'm using today from various parts of the Bible are in that 40 days.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
As far as them being important to me. Now, I'm not, there's no, this isn't something I'm selling, and I'm not claiming that these are the right 40
Okay.
days.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Is Galatians in there?
I believe all of Galatians is in there, yeah.
Okay.
And what I shared with
Yeah.
church was my hope would be if you're not reading the Bible, you don't know where to start, you're not reading it every day, do this and then
Okay.
do it again. That's 80 days. And then
Yeah.
you start, then read other things. You go, you know what, Rich should have included, and add that to the
that'd be
bottom.
great,
or
wouldn't it?
cross something out. I
Yeah.
mean, but read the Bible, and
Yeah.
I really haven't. I'd be nervous to give this to people who would want to criticize it. I'd rather just give it to people who want to get in the Word and don't know how. So,
Yeah.
not trying to make a new canon or anything silly.
Yeah.
Psalm 1 is in there. Psalm 1 and 3. Let's at least look at Psalm 1. It says, "Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person's like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked, they're like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction." I can think of a lot of times in my life where I had to choose to not stand in the way of mockers, and
Yeah.
not as much of an issue in my life these days.
I was trying to think.
I'll do what you think.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So,
Go ahead.
like, our band plays
At a bar.
at a bar, but we play. What's the song we play? I Can Only Imagine.
Yeah.
And this is a confession. There's been times like, not here.
No, you feel weird about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's spiritual,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a school teacher in 1992. Jenny and I got married. I was working at Papa John's looking for I applied at 40 schools.
Okay.
I finally got a call from a school I didn't apply to.
Okay.
I got a teaching job. I don't know why I didn't apply there, but anyway, that first week in the teacher's lounge, I realized I wasn't going to be a teacher for retirement.
Okay.
It was so negative. I don't know how if they're all that way, but it was so negative and so anti-kid, anti-teaching.
Okay.
It was I was sitting in the company of mockers. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I got to get out of here.
So I find that to be true of any group, any people group, because the company I work for, there were people were sitting around, they're building things, and you got time to talk, and it typically got real negative all the time, like, the man trying to keep me down kind of stuff. And that becomes self-reinforcing. I mean, it's like an echo chamber of negativity.
Well, something that we're doing is on Thursdays, usually we have coffee. You don't feel like you're sitting among, what does it say? The mockers there, do you, when we have
No.
coffee? Yeah.
Huh.
I'm just saying, we don't open that up as much or invite as much as we should, but other people could come and sit where there's not the company of mockers. Sit with people who are,
Yeah.
whatever, just trying to be positive and be loving and talk about Jesus and pay attention to people around us.
So if you're local
Yeah.
and listening to this, please join us on Thursdays.
Well, also, we should I think, I invited somebody last week. He couldn't come, but I'll probably invite him again this week.
Okay.
Or we didn't meet, whatever. Anyway,
We didn't?
I can't remember.
I don't remember. I thought we did. We can meet at Rutter's, by the way.
Yes. Don't get me started. It says in verse 2 that this person's delight is in the law of the Lord, and they meditate on it night and day. I'm not sure how to do that. I am in some reform about my meditation, because I think and with this new invention of having the internet in our lives constantly, it is very tempting to not just meditate on whatever's your
The problem of the day.
algorithm shows you.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
The thing that they want you to be worried about.
Yeah. That's one reason I wanted Kristen to make that playlist of these readings is you could listen to a chapter of the Bible while you're out in the garden or driving down the road and then turn it off and think about it.
Like I said, that's what I frequently listen to podcasts or long form, whatever, because I'll have it on. I mean, that's where I listen to all the Charlie Kirk stuff because it was just on.
Yeah.
I never even thought about that. Was that on Spotify or something? Spotify. Yeah, I can play that over my system.
What if we could add that to this somehow?
Oh, okay. A link to it. Yeah, I think.
Or even to our podcast. Maybe we could ask AI to make it for us. So I'm not doing great on meditating night and day on the law, which, for them had a different meaning, but for us, the law would be, in a way, the Bible, but also the law of love. And but the person who does that is like a tree planted by a stream. Think of a pawpaw tree. They do really well by a stream.
I can think about how at ease your soul would be if people would actually just do that. Meditate on the law night and day.
And it yields fruit in season. That was something that my former boss, Pastor Andrew, he hit me just the right time with this message. He said, a tree just bears fruit in season. Because I think whatever the context was, maybe I was going through a time where I didn't feel like I was being much use or help. And he said, well, everything has a season. And
I can't wait for heaven because you're going to hear in that season, boy, Rich, some complete stranger is going to come up and say, boy, Rich, man, you said this blah, blah, blah to this guy, and he said it to Elmo, and he said it to Irving, and they said it to Richard, and Richard told me, and boy, what a blessing that was.
Do you know any guys named Elmo?
No, not at the...
Okay.
Yeah, no, actually I do.
That's amazing.
Elmo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his last name, almost did. But
okay.
I went to school with an Elmo.
I think there is a point, though, that, like, there's a season, and then, like, Ephesians 6 talks about, sometimes it seems like he's just saying, when the day of evil comes, you might just be able to stand. And that's kind of how I feel right now, a little bit. Not completely, but we're going through a hard time. Jen and I personally going through a hard, not against each other, but together we're going through a hard time. And I don't know if anyone has told me, other than the word, to just stand and just don't worry don't.
That's not always easy, right? Just to stand.
Well, it is comforting to like, if someone, like, I'm reminding myself right now through the word, but then, just to stand.
Yeah.
And 2020, for me, I had 6 or 7 surgeries. I was
not a good time.
Kind of useless as a pastor.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Kind of, though. Kind of useless. Relatively unavailable.
The
in
congregation
pain
was able to pour love into you, so there was value in that.
Right. But if we had a different situation, they could go, man, is there a legal way to get him out of here? So. But there must be some understanding there that this is a guy who is not in the season to yield the amount of fruit that his leaf doesn't wither, and whatever they do prospers. That's like, remember that Joseph was described as, in Genesis, that Joseph as being someone, whatever he put his hand to, there was success, I think is what it says. Not so the wicked, they're like chaff. I don't know much about chaff. I've seen videos of it, but you ever done any chafing?
Yeah. Chaff, that's the part of the wheat that you can't use.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever beat that out?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And
I say of course, yeah. No, I've done that actually in corn, but same process.
It flies away in the wind.
Yeah, you have I have a fan, and you throw corn up in the air, and the chaff goes away, and the corn drops into the thing.
Yeah. And the Lord is saying through, I guess, David, that that's what the wicked are like, the chaff.
Yeah.
Better get anchored to something, y'all. Get
Exactly.
connected to Christ. And me too. We need to be connected.
Same here, for sure.
The wicked will not stand in the judgment. For us, the wrath against sin has fallen on Christ.
Mm. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. I wonder what if everyone gets a chance in their life to have where they go. Oh dear. Like I've had many chances, but where you're in front of the judge. I went to go to a judge one time. I had a car accident.
Okay.
I only went to court because I didn't think it was my fault. I thought it was his fault.
Okay.
And so I said, let's go to court and see. And I lost. But when the judge started talking to me, I was like, it was a whole different thing.
Yeah.
A whole different, oh yeah, well you should have been, I thought I was turning left, and I thought he was going too fast in a congested area, but apparently, anyway.
Yeah.
But the judge speaking to me, and I was like, oh, what have I done? I should have paid this ticket, stayed home. And I don't think I did the wrong thing, but I felt that weight. But the wicked won't stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous.
I think I've only been to court one time. It wasn't for me. It was for a friend, but I still felt terrified.
Same. I went for a friend to speak. I think I just went to support him, not even to speak for him. And the way he was talked to and treated and torn down by both the other attorney and by the judge, I just felt like, gosh, this is so harsh.
Yeah.
It's like the principal's office where I spent a lot of my childhood. It says, sinners won't stand in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. It's worth thinking about, isn't it?
Yeah,
Psalm
absolutely.
1.
Yeah.
So if you read that and then read it again in 40 days, that'd be probably good.
Yeah. I'm going to start that. Like I said, I didn't think that Spotify list was the same thing, but and it's in the same order, or does it even matter if it's the same order?
It is. I'd like to. Yeah, there's some way I'd like to tweak the playlist a little bit, but Kristen used AI to do that, and anyway, well, Lord, give us the grace to meditate on your law day and night.
Yeah.
And help us as you help us to continue to be your church and not, we call it our church, but to be your church and under your shepherding and your direction. And Lord, send us lost people to be found.
Amen.
And hurting people to be healed.
People to uplift.
Mm-hmm. Lonely people.
Lonely people. Somebody that's never... Somebody out there right now probably has never been prayed for. Send us that guy or gal.
Yeah.
Is gal okay?
If you're a boomer, it's okay. Yeah.
Is it?
Gal is kind of a gone word. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, gals. Boy, have I got good news for you. 2-for-1 bonnets.
Thanks.
Bonnets are really old word.
Yeah.
All right. Love you.
Love you guys.
We're here if you need us.